Before we begin, so if you are new to this channel, so my name is Ganesh. I am passionate about sharing practical SRE knowledge and helping developers transition into the site reliability engineer. So if you are interested in SRE, DevOps, cloud, Kubernetes, real world production concepts, and consider subscribe to the enterprise dev and join this journey, learning journey together. So first of all, what is SRE here? So many people think SRE is just production support. So production support. So production support, but that's not a true. That's not a true here. So SRE is the only about is not only about fixing the issues. It's about building systems in such a way that issues happen less frequently and a recovery becomes faster. So in simple words, so SRE is software engineering plus operations plus automation. So this is the SRE, right? So site reliability engineer is a discipline that applies software engineering principle to solve operation problems. So it was introduced by the Google in 2023. So SRE uses automation, monitoring, code driven infrastructure to create scalable and reliable systems. So SRE focus on reducing toil through the automation while maintaining the SLOs that balance the reliability with innovation velocity. So this is the SRE. So okay, next. So next, why SRE? So you know right, and SRE bridges the gap between development and operations, ensuring the system reliability at scale. It applies software engineering practices to operations and problems, so automating the repetitive task, reducing toil. By defining error budget SLAs, SRE team balance innovation with stability, allowing faster release without promising user interface. So let's talk about why SRE. Okay, so think about application like Netflix, Amazon, right? So users expect them to users will expect them to work 24/7 should be work, right? These two applications it will work 24/7. So if Amazon goes down even for a few minutes during this scale, million of dollars can be lost, right? So suppose Amazon has been down, okay, so Amazon will lost millions of dollars cost. So this is customers Amazon will face so much of loss, right? So that's why companies invest heavily in SRE teams. So that is SRE, So next, so goals of SRE. So main goals maintain system reliability and availability. That is one of the goal. Ensures services meet defined SLAs and SLOs with a minimal downtime, and balanced features velocity with stability. Enable fast and safe deployment without compromising the production health. So okay, goals of SRE. So an interesting fact, Google itself says 100% reliability is not a possible. It's not a goal. 100% reliability will be. It's not possible. Mainly, not possible. So achieving 100% uptime is extremely expensive and slow, extremely ex- ex- extremely expensive and innovation slows innovation, right? So 100% is not 100% reliability is not possible, so that means so 100% uptime extremely expensive. We need to add more infrastructure, so that will cost more. So instead SRE focus on finding the right balance between the reliability and speed plus reliability. So SRE should focus on focus on speed and reliability only. They don't want 100% reliability. So okay, so now you may ask why, what is the difference between the SRE and DevOps? So simple way to remember this, so DevOps is a philosophy. Suppose DevOps is a so DevOps is a philosophy, like philosophy. Okay, so SRE is a practical implementation of that philosophy. Okay, you got it right. So DevOps is a philosophy, so SRE is a practical implementation of the philosophy. So you got it, I think. So DevOps tells what we should do, what we should achieve, but SRE gives a measurable ways to achieve it. So that is the main difference. So you can see here. So SRE SRE applies software engineering practices to the operations with focus on reliability, error budget, SLOs, emphasize and reducing the toil through the automation and measuring the everything. But so okay, but DevOps bridges between the dev and operation teams. So cultural collaboration with CI/CD pipelines and shared ownership, focus on speed and agility, and breaking down organizations layers. So that is the main difference. So you got it right. DevOps is a philosophy. SRE is a practical implementation of that philosophy. So main difference, that is the main difference. No, okay, you got it. So next, so up to now all thing is good. So we know, so I will tell you SRE roles. So SRE roles, what are the roles and responsibilities for the SRE? So SRE system design and architecture. So design a scalable and reliable systems with fault tolerance and redundancy built in. Define SLAs, SLOs that align with business needs. Capacity planning, forecast resource needs, analyze the traffic pattern, ensure the infrastructure can handle growth without performance degradation. Incident response management, automation and tooling, and monitoring and observability, production support, on-call support. So these are the SRE roles and responsibilities you should know. So next one reliability. Yeah. So main thing you need to know. So reliability is the heart of SRE. Okay, so let's understand this using the e-commerce application. Okay, suppose we have Amazon application. Okay, so imagine your website receive, Amazon receives thousands of requests. Okay, thousands of requests. So out of those requests, so 990 requests succeeded. Okay, so while 10 are failed. So 10 are failed. Okay, 10 are failed. The actual success rate is 99%, right? Actual success rate is 99. So this metric is called SLI. SLA means service level indicator. Okay, service level indicator. That is a example of SLA. So mainly like it answers the question like how is my service is performing. So that is a SLA. So suppose your company decides that checkout service. So in Amazon we have checkout service, right? So checkout service should maintain 99% availability every month. So okay, 99.9% availability. Okay, availability availability per month. Okay, so that this is the target, right? It should be 99%, 99.9% availability per month. That should be like SLA. So that is a target for that, right? This is a target, SLO. This means service level object. Okay, objective. So we have a target, so we need to achieve that. That is a thing in SLO. Okay, so that is a SLO. So and the next sum comes with SLA. Okay, SLA. So mainly like it's a service level agreement. This is the agreement. So what is agreement? So here this is a promise made to the customers. So we have to made a promise to customers, like, so we have to guarantee something. So suppose 99.9% availability, and if you fail this, so customer receives compensation. So if you fail this, we need to customers they will receive the compensation. So that is these are the things, SLAs, SLO and SLA are things. And one more thing is there. So we have the error budget. So so suppose I am calling error budget. Here you can see error budget. So allowable downtime to balance the reliability with innovation. Suppose so our SLO is like 99.9% availability per every month, right? So the remaining 0.1% we can tolerate 0.1% failures. That acceptable amount of failure is called like we have to accept that we have to accept this 0.1% downtime. We have to accept the 0.1% failures. That is error budget. So if we still have error budget left, teams can release new features. Like if error budget is working for we still have some error budget, so teams can release new features. If error budget is exhausted, like not 0.3%, so teams focus on improving the reliability only. You got my right? Suppose we have like a 0.1% less than 0.91% is there, we can focus on release new task. If 0.1% is greater than 0.1%, so we need to focus on reliability. So the basic thing here, SLA is nothing but what happened. Okay, SLO what is our target, like that, our target. So next, SLA, what did we promise, what did we promise, and error budget. So error budget means how much failures can we tolerate. Failure can so tolerate, that is the examples like reliability. So next thing is automation. So automation is the heart of SRE. By eliminating repetitive task, like that is a toil. So repetitive task means toil. So SR is free up time for higher value engineering work. Infrastructure as a code enables consistent and version control deployments. Self-healing systems automatically detect and recover from failures without human intervention, ensuring the reliability at scale. So mainly, so right, automation means like, so we need to reduce the manual work. So everything should be automation. So that is the automation. So one term you will hear frequently in SRE, nothing but toil. Okay, so toil means repetitive and manual automobile work. It's not automobile, automatable work. Yeah, that is the repetitive. So repetitive and manual. So manual. So for example, so restarting services manually. Suppose one service. So one service is down. So what do we need to? We need to log into the service. So we need to restart. That is the thing we will do manually. So, but what is automation do, right? So we will do the restarting automatically by using shell scripts and all things. So same, we have another example. So collecting logs manually. So we will get the logs manually, right? So we will do this automatically. So SRE main aim is nothing but aims to eliminate the toil. So toil nothing but repetitive work. So we need to eliminate toil through automation. That is the example, like that is the automation. So next thing, monitoring and alerting. So as I told, right, so metrics collection and dashboards provide real-time visibility into system health. So actionable alerts notify the systems before users are impacted. So observability goes beyond monitoring to answer unknowns through the logs, traces, and metrics and correlations. So so monitoring. Monitoring is like a health checkup. Okay, health checkup. It tells like tells us like if something is wrong. So that is monitoring. so we can monitor that everything using dashboards and all things. So we can see dashboards. So in dashboards, so okay, something is happening with this system, so we have to resolve that within the time. So that if not resolved, the customers like users will impact these issues. So that is the thing. So next one, observability is being a daughter. So being a daughter, okay, observability, so we can call it doctor. Okay, it tells us understand why something went wrong. So right, why daughter will do, he will check our BP and heart rate, all things. So that is a thing for the observability. So why something went wrong, so that is the thing. So next one, so that's why modern SRE teams rely on metrics, logs and traces together, mainly. So logs means there is some log message will be there, log message. So in this scenario we can find, okay, this is the happening in this system, something is wrong. So traces mean we can find every request, that is a trace. Metrics means so 99.9% and errors greater than 500 within this some certain period. So we can check this metrics. Next one, incident management. So detection. So how can we find the incident? So detection, automated monitoring and alerting system, identify the issue early. So response, structured incident response with clear roles and escalation paths. Mitigation, so quick containment to minimize the impact, followed by the systematic resolution. Postmortems, so blameless analysis to learn and prevent future incidents. Blameless culture, so focus on system not individual. So right, so detection. So first, incident management, nothing but incidents will happen. The question is not will an incident occur. The question is not like will an incident occur, no. So the main question is how quickly we detect it, respond it, learn from it. That is the incident management. So question first, okay, how quickly we can we detect, okay, that is one question, and respond it, learn from it. So that is the questions for incident management. So how can we find this? So that is why we have detection. So first we will create detection, like we will create the alerts for our systems and for our applications, so that if any something is down for our systems or any applications, so immediately we will receive the alerts. That is a detection. So after alert, so it will create the incidents like service now or something. So that is a response, structured incident response. So we can see like what is the description of that incident, so escalation paths and all things. So next, so after getting the response, immediately we have to do the mitigation, like so we have to minimize the impact, so followed by the systematic resolution. So first we need to do like if one of the service is down, some service A is down, so first we need to mitigation, like we have to roll back the deployment. So that is the thing we have to do. So after that we will do the RCA, like root cause analysis. So after that postmortem, like so we have to do postmortem, that is nothing but a RCA. So blameless arc culture. So focus on systems and processes, not individual part. Okay, if person A has done something, so we don't want to blame him, so we have to focus on system and process. That is a thing here. Okay, so next one, so on call culture. So structured rotational schedules ensure like 24/7 coverage without burnout. So clear escalation paths to resolve issues. Like suppose we have a project that is in the EST project, like American project. So they have, so at 2 p.m. one of the service is down. Okay, they're experiencing some failures. So we have on call members will be there, so they have to work on this. Why this service is down, what is happening, so they have to resolve that. So that is the on call culture. So yeah, that is the on call. So that is the on call culture. Okay, so production support. So mainly, so during the production incidents. Okay, so during the production incidents, SREs often act like detectives. Okay, so SREs should be act like detectives. Okay, detective. So they need to analyze the logs. Okay, they need to analyze the logs, investigate the dashboards. Next, root cause, RCA. Next, coordinate across teams, restore services quickly, restore services. Every incident becomes an opportunity to improve the system. So that is the thing, production support. So we have to do production support for this. So SREs mainly work on production support. So okay, up to now all good. So next, SRE skills you need to know. Suppose don't feel overwhelmed by this list. Okay, these are the many more skills, so you don't have to master everything at once. So start with, so first you need to know one of the programming language. So Python, Go and Bash. So most people are using here like Bash and Go, but in this course I will tell you like Bash. So next, Linux and a system administrator, and after that learn the networking like TCP, IP, DNS, load balancing. So next, move to the Docker, Kubernetes. After that, learn about cloud platforms, infrastructure as a code, and Ansible. So more soft skills and mindset like problem solving, troubleshooting, incident response and root cause analysis, automation and scripting mindset, monitoring and observability thinking, cross-functional collaboration, continuous learning and adaptability. Okay, these are we can learn easily. So next, SRE tools. So tools change over time. Okay, so don't depend on this. So Kubernetes, most people will use Kubernetes from most, and also Git use, and most people will use Terraform. Some people will use Prometheus, some people will use Splunk, and some people will use Grafana, Dynatrace, Datadog and Jenkins. Some people will use GitHub Actions, ELK Stack, Jagger, Ansible, cloud platforms. So many depends on the project only. So SRE career path. Okay, so So progress from junior SRE to SRE, senior SRE, then staff SRE, grow through hands-on incident response, automation, system design expertise experience. So specialize in platform engineering and choice engineering, SRE management, lead reliability initiatives, mentor teams, and drive log wide practices. So one of the best things about SRE is the career growth. So you can start as a junior SRE too, so you can grow is very fastly. So that is a career path. So 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 congratulations if you have watched this if you watched till this point. You have already taken your first step into the world of SRE. So site reliability engineer. So whether you are a Java developer, DevOps engineer, system administrator, or student exploring a career options, so SRE offers an exciting and a rewarding path. If this video helped you, please hit the like and like button, subscribe to the enterprise dev, and share this video with someone who wants to learn SRE. And also let me know in the comments, so which topic should I cover next. Linux, Kubernetes, and AWS, Prometheus, incident management. Thank you. So thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep building reliable systems. I will see you in the next